You are one that is thirsty for success. You're most welcome to Maritime Today, your gateway into the maritime industry. This program is a deliberate attempt at advancing the cause of development in the maritime domain using the thoughts, ideas, and strategies proffered by regulators, resource persons, and stakeholders as recipes for a full attainment of all of this. Maritime Today is brought to you by the Nigerian Shippers Council, the economic regulator of the ports, and of course a vibrant agency under the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. It's nice to have you join us. My name is Victor Oteri. All right, so today on the program, we're going to be reflecting on some emerging wave of region tariffs in the maritime industry. Last Saturday, we dwelt on that, especially on the free onboard tax, but the good news that has been suspended. So we'll be looking at the justification for that suspension, and is it time to sing glory, glory yet for those who are stakeholders in this direction? We'll also be talking about other tariffs that are embedded within the maritime domain, and so we'll be serving all this to you hot and fresh. We can keep us company from now through 10 o'clock. We'll also be bringing you the latest gist in the maritime world as well, plus loads and loads of updates as they come in. These are many more. Be part of the menu if you can keep us company from now through 10. But first off, let's take a detour to have a word from our partners, and when we return, it'll be time to set sail.
Nigerian Shippers Council, they to serve you well. No matter the problem, we go solve them for you. Yes, so the Nigerian Shippers Council, they feel in a parole now for every level. And as soon as goods, they move from port A, go enter port B, with a measure within on a need. For the Nigerian Shippers Council, we don't sharp proper to fit hear you wella, work with you wella, and help you fit serve your customers them better, no matter where them day. As we country port economic regulator, the Nigerian Shippers Council get every now to fit make government consider the problem when shippers them they face. Visit we office for number 4 or to buy your daily show your daily. Papa, email us for nsc@shipperscouncil.gov.ng. We website now www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng. Allow us on top 0818-888-8895 or 0703-584-6468. Nigerian Shippers Council with a meeting now for the port of Nanir.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Maritime Today is a program. And of course, we said for the conversation, let me see if I can do something about this, my microphone a bit. All right, then. So there's a breakdown of a truck. All right, we talked about this earlier on. That's the breakdown of a truck with propeller problem at Yanosashi inwards Maltu. But the good news, it has been taken off. Yes, it has been taken off, so it's much better. Absolute normalcy restored within that particular corridor. From the Ekpe end, we can tell you Itamaru is presently experiencing free flow of traffic at the moment. T-Junction also looking presentable, in good shape, with excellent vehicular movement at this time. Itaokpo is very much serene at this hour as well. And we can tell you impediments and accidents are very negative if you're driving through the Ekwe end. So it's looking very, very good. The incident report at Ojo, let's see, it's a breakdown of a truck with a propeller problem. Okay, no. It's the same one at Yanosashi, which has been taken off right now. Let me see if there are some others that can come through. Shongbotedo end, there's a tipper truck loaded with sand that fell on its side and spilled its content on the road at... this is at Marbella, okay? The Marbella Luxury Estate at Alahon, inwards Aja. All right, so you need to take note of that. Offloading of the sand is very much in progress and no much effect on traffic right now. We're just giving you a summary of what the traffic situation is looking like around Lagos. But if your experience is not the same as we have narrated, you can always reach out to us and we can help you escalate that. 080-99-120-777. All right, Maritime Today, we'll be talking a whole lot about certain things in the sector. But first off, let's have the latest news in the maritime domain. And Taiwo Barua will take us through that in less than 5 minutes.
maritime news this morning, the Executive Secretary, CEO of Nigeria Shippers Council, Akuta Pius Ukeima, has bagged the Best Regulator Award of the Year at the Top 10 Magazine Man of the Year Awards for 2024. The award was presented to the Shippers Council boss at the magazine's award ceremony held over the weekend in Abuja. Akuta was recognized for his outstanding leadership qualities and contributions to regulatory excellence in Nigeria's maritime sector. According to the organizers of the award, Akuta's efforts have significantly impacted the industry, promoting efficiency and growth. Other notable distinguished awardees at the ceremony include Senator George Akume, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, who received the Man of the Year award, and Chief Mrs. Folashade Tinubu, who was honored as a Woman of the Year. This recognition underscores Akuta's dedication to promoting excellence in Nigeria's maritime sector and his commitment to effective regulatory duties in Nigeria. In another development, the Association of Maritime Truck Owners, AMATO, on Tuesday expressed displeasure with the constant delays experienced by truck drivers at the Lily Pond Truck Terminal, stressing that it sometimes takes 10 days before trucks gain entry port. Chairman of AMATO, Alhaji Lukman Shitu, made this known at the Lily Pond Truck Terminal, Ijora, during a sensitization program organized by the Lagos State Truck and Cargo Committee, last COC, and the Lagos State Ministry of Transportation. Shitu also disclosed plans to set up a task force that would monitor the movement of trucks amidst numerous challenges faced by the haulage vehicles going in and out of Lily Pond and port environs. Reiterating AMATO's commitment to ensuring physical and mental well-being of truckers operating within the maritime community, Shitu charged them to shun vices such as substance abuse and drug addiction, stressing that drivers and their assistant are breadwinners of their families, hence the need for them to be responsible and proud ambassadors of the port industry. And finally, in the news, the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, NEPC, this week revealed that the country's trade volume in 2024 reached 7.2 metric tons, with a 20.7% increase in value, totaling $5.45 billion. Dr. Noye Ayeni, Executive Director of NEPC, made this known on Monday during the presentation of a 2025 roadmap for export by the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Investment retreat in Abuja. According to Ayeni, Nigeria is making significant progress in the export sector, revealing that we are now represented in 126 countries. The NEPC boss said the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu is making a positive impact, and our efforts are showing results. We expect even better performance in 2025 as we continue to strengthen our drive. She emphasized the Council's commitment to building the capacity of exporters from the farm gate to market access. And that's the maritime news this morning. Thank you for listening.
Nigerian Shippers Council is now better poised with responsive systems in place to help you and other shippers get seamless, stress-free transition for your clients' goods from point A to B. Today at the Nigerian Shippers Council, timeliness, orderliness, transparency and efficiency is all we care about. Put your complaint through to our helpline 0818-888-8895. Visit us at number 4 Ayodele Shoyode Lane, Apapa, Lagos, or reach us on www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the port of your need.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the port of your needs.
Nigerian Shippers Council, they to serve you well. No matter the problem, we go solve them for you.
Yes, so the Nigerian Shippers Council they feel in a parole now for every level, and as soon as goods they move from port A go enter port B with a measure within on a need. For the Nigerian Shippers Council, we don't sharp proper to fit hear you wella, work with you wella, and help you fit serve your customers them better, no matter where them day. As we country port economic regulator, the Nigerian Shippers Council get every now to fit make government consider the problem where shippers them they face. Visit we office for number 4 or to buy your daily show your daily. Papa, email us for nsc@shipperscouncil.gov.ng. We website now www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng. Allow us on top 0818-888-8895 or 0703-584-6468. Nigerian Shippers Council with a meeting for the port of Nanir.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Maritime today is the program, and of course we set for the conversation. This is a wonderful day. Taking you back to the roads, we did tell you that most of those connecting points to the island are still looking very, very good. The Third Belan Bridge is very accessible. There was an accident earlier on somewhere around Ifako, but it has been taken off, so it's a much better drive right now. This will be coming in from Ojota, linking up with Alakbore, connecting Ogudu to Ifako, looking pretty good. Ascending the bridge as well, beautiful. This will be coming in from Bagada end, linking up with the bridge, is also looking good. Ikorodu Road, earlier on we had men of the BRT task force on Odu Yalaro. I hope that axis should have been cleared by now, but beyond Odu Yalaro, connecting Maryland, Anthony, Banikoro, Fadi, Funshaw Williams, all the way to Eko Bridge, still looking very, very good. Lagos Abeokuta Expressway, it's good from Yanukwaja end, linking up with Goyi down to Dokpemu. But of course, from Cement, things begin to slow down, connecting Lezik National down to Oshodi. Slow and steady is the name of the game within those corridors. Most of the impediments on the road, they've all been taken care of, and so it's a much better drive right now. All right, so on the program this morning, we are mirroring the wave of tariff trends in the maritime sector. We started this on Saturday, and we can see some efforts are taken to also correct some of the anomalies. Joining me in the studio this morning, Otumba Frank Ogunjemite is President, Association of African Professional Freight Forwarders and Logistics Operators of Nigeria, AFLOM. Nice to have you in the building, Otumba Frank. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Great. Joining us on the phone line, Dr. Kayode Fariton, CEO, Honey Wealth Investment Limited, and former acting President, Association of Nigerian Licensed Custom Agents. Nice to have you in the building, or rather on the phone. Dr. Fariton, good morning.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Very good. Let me see if I can pump up your volume a bit. Last Saturday, we spoke with you, especially on that recently imposed free on-board tax, which you were very, very vocal about. This morning, the good news is that it has been suspended. So that must make you happy, Dr. Farrington.
Yeah, to a larger extent, I'm happy about it. You know, I told you on Saturday that our government, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is a sensitive government and will listen to the plight of the masses. So I'm delighted to tell Nigerians that the circular, in respect of that, reversing that collection. So I want to thank the government for that.
So it's a good drive, at least that has been your cries for that to be tackled was listened to by the government. We'll come to why you think the government has listened, but let me talk to Frank in the building. Frank, when you heard of this particular increment, let's so to say, this particular tax, how did you feel? What was your immediate reaction?
Anyway, it's a good thing that Dr. Fraito as well is on it. And I want to believe we still spoke out to the midnight yesterday on the issues of the affected industry. Well, you see, we look at the National Assembly, the targeting given to custom all these people. So at least the people will be able to engage in order to be able to move the economy forward at this point.
All right, Dr. Faito, you did say that that 4% processing fee, the free on board tax, is actually part of the NCSA, that's the Customs Act. So it's in the law already. So why are you guys agitating against it?
Well, what we're saying is that you can't put the cart before the horse. Before now, there is a collection that is ongoing, which is the 1% of comprehensive import supervision scheme, where customs also draw money from. They also get money from the 7% port levy. So what they're saying is for you to now bring in a 4% levy, which actually has been captured under the 2023 Customs Act, then you must withdraw one of it. Either you withdraw the 1%, then you sensitize Nigerians. Everywhere in the whole world, when I saw the letter yesterday, I was happy, but I was also sad because what about the delay that you have caused in the industry? What about the storages and demorages? And there's no apology. It's very, very unfortunate that this is happening in our clan. There was supposed to be an apology, apologizing to the stakeholders and the importers that we have goofed and we erred. But we are reversing ourselves to go and sensitize Nigerians on the importance and the fact that this thing is captured under the law. Maybe in the next 6 months, you can now introduce the law. And you can now introduce that levy, knowing fully well that you will now withdraw the 1% charges. It amounts to double taxation. When you now just slam it, we wake up in the morning and before you know it, you are paying the 1% charges and you are still bringing the 4% for custom processing fee. That's what we're saying.
Right. Okay, so we'll talk about that. The 7%, the 1% which you just talked about right now. But Frank, let's reflect on this. So this has caused a whole lot of inconvenience. Let's just look at this. In the past 7 days, this 4% increment was announced last Tuesday. So talk to me, what has the industry looked like in 1 week?
Well, to me, I want to say the apology will not be enough. It's high time the Nigeria have a compensatory law. Because someone that's lost his business, the apology will not refund the person back. Because if you have a delay in making payment, you pay rent in terms of demurrage. So now when the issue is caused by macro factors, especially what happened in the industry. And I want to tell you, some people has even paid 4%. Would they afford the money? No. So we're talking about ease of doing business, trade facilitation. So we should have to look how to afford impediment that can cause setback in this country. So to me, I want to say the apology will not be enough. We have to look at the way to compensate them as well.
Right. And compensation, when we talk about compensation now, what are you going to be recommending? I mean, if you say people should be compensated, to what tune?
Well, we have to correct the statistic about this because we have other issues again. Imagine the bank delay, the network issues, so many issues that need to be addressed by the government in the industry in order to be adding another issues to the body of the businesses.
Dr. Farrington, in that statement or perhaps the circular that was issued yesterday, I know that the customs did talk about one of their major operators, Web Fontaine, and I need you to give us a kind of direction in that and what the relationship has been with Web Fontaine and what it is going to be looking like moving forward. Hello, Dr. Faito, are you there?
Yeah, before now, the issue of Web Fontaine has been very, very controversial. There was this issue that they say Web Fontaine services has been disengaged. And all for us to go to the National Assembly and Web Fontaine said no, they are still actually the one providing the service for customs. And that is when we got to know that Web Fontaine was still is still very, very important in as service provider. So now that they are now saying that Web Fontaine has been disengaged fully, well, we are hearing that until we see it practically. Because custom is bringing Odogu to replace Web Fontaine service.
Right.
Yeah, so, and the Odogu that custom has actually brought, they are supposed to be, there was sensitization anyway, but there was supposed to be a pilot scheme.
Okay.
And they made a port as a pilot scheme. And even that, when you are introducing a new system, we know that there will be challenges here and there, cheating problem, what have you. But you are supposed to have put your house in order, because you are talking about a system that has to do with collection of revenue, and you are not going to pay demurrages and storages for the importer. If you are bringing a system and for 4 or 5 days nobody is able to assess or make declaration, this one is beyond apology. Like my line president has said, a lot of things has to go. A lot of people are paying demurrages and storages, and who suffers it is the final consumer. So now that customers are telling us officially that West Fontaine has been disengaged, we are hearing that for the first time, and this is the first time we are seeing an official document in that capacity. But before now, they have been telling us that West Fontaine is no more in their service. So this is the first time they are admitting that West Fontaine services have been disengaged. So for now, I want to believe that the West Fontaine services has actually been disengaged.
All right, so, but this Odogu that has been brought in as a service provider to replace West Fontaine, Frank, do you think it will bring any meaningful change?
Yes, of course. Okay,
let me not interject. Go ahead, Mr. President.
Sorry. Of course, it's going to bring a change, because we can't rely on West Fontaine.
Right.
Looking at a lot of things they've caused by the industry, and we must have our own. But there must be a clarification, and we migrating systematically. Of course, it was tested the PTMA. That's where they started from, and it's me. So we of course we have to have our own. We have to develop something. It's not about a Nigerian. Okay. How to improve Nigeria, how to improve Nigerians.
So it is good that West Fontaine is being replaced by an indigenous player.
Fantastic.
Okay.
And however, not only be replaced, there should be the litigation against West Fontaine to issue that causes the industry. Because we be engaged on national assembly on this issue. The chairman of Nigeria Consensus, Abejide, was fully involved for all these things, and we have so many engagement with them. So to me, I want to believe we need to review the activities. We need to review what. That's why I'm talking about compensatory law. There must be a penalty, and that way we advocate for Nigeria Shippers Council bill to go through. They will be able to enact and discipline. Where there's no discipline, there will not be progress.
Let's reflect a bit on this wave of tariffs. This is just a temporary one. I mean, the 4% free on board tax that has just been suspended now. Dr. Fayinto, should it just be a suspension, or totally it should be scrapped?
You can't scrap it because it's a matter of law. And it is a new law which was enacted in 2023. And if a law is enacted, you put it to test, and if there's going to be a review, it takes minimum of 4 or 5 years, where people in that sector will now submit for review. So you can't scrap it in the law. But what we're saying is that you must sensitize Nigerians enough. If customs were taking us serious as partners in progress, in line with WCO, which says that you must take your stakeholders as partners in progress, there ought to have been sensitizations in last year. The last quarter of last year, you will have started sensitizing us. We will now look at it critically and advise better on how you are going to implement it.
Right.
Having said that, we should now be able to tell you that if you want to implement this law come second quarter 2025, then you should let federal government know that they must remove the 1% FOAB and the 1% CISS, which is in collection, where you are also drawing money for. That's one. Secondly, to ameliorate the suffering of Nigerians, you should also advise federal government to look at the issue of 50% NAC on used vehicle. Let us see how it can be reduced, so that at least we are not burdened. Everything, all these charges goes on one cargo. We have more than 10 collection on one cargo.
Right.
When our neighboring countries are making their port to be user-friendly, we are making our own to be difficult and slamming Nigerians and importers with a lot of spurious charges and levies here and there.
Frank, let me just bring you in here. Just give us an idea of how many kinds of taxes do you stakeholders pay when, in the ports, when you are working on these ports?
You see, we have different taxes. Like we have UTL, we have surcharge, we have so many. But what I want to point out is Nigeria should be very careful at this particular time. Because looking at Africa Free Trade Agreement area, Nigeria, people will discourage, looking at Nigeria, they will be discouraged to have a business with Nigerians. They're going to say Nigeria is very peculiar. And this is not going to be smooth for the progress of this country, taking about our potential, the population, everything in this country. So when the government making policies, they should not limit it to Nigeria. They have to look about the Committee of Maritime Nations. Otherwise, it's going to be paint us black, and it's going to hinder the trade facilitations, and that's what we did in this country.
All right. Okay then. So, Dr. Farrington, this is the first time that your stakeholders, your body, and of course some of those concerned citizens will really agitate against a particular tax, and it is reversed or perhaps suspended.
Yes.
There's still a 15% port charge, which is being proposed by the Nigerian Ports Authority. How is that expected to pan out? Talk to us.
Yes, there is not only 15%. Do not forget that the issue of the bill that is before the National Assembly that they are proposing, they want to increase VAT to 10%. And all these things will also be implemented this year. So the 15% tax from Nigerian Port Authority, number one, Nigerian Port Authority may not be able to slam additional charges on the various concessionaire agreements and concessionaires because there's an agreement in place on that. But there are other fees that Nigerian Port Authority, auxiliary fees and services that they render that they will slam on that, like when the vessel bats. The vessel fees or the batting fees goes to the Nigerian Port Authority, and these are paid in foreign currencies in dollars. And there are other charges that freight forwarders also pay when they bring in vessels.
Right.
Bunkers and what have you, and a lot of local charges that they pay on the vessel. So don't forget that everything is going to go on the freight of the cargo and the transfer on that particular cargo. So that's what we're telling Nigerian Port Authority. In as much as you say you have an approval from federal government to increase your charges because you have not increased your charges in the last 30 years. Is this time the ideal time for you to implement that? And the answer is no. In view of the economy of this country and the fact that our import volume is dropping on a daily basis, I would have looked at Nigerian Port Authority sensitizing Nigerians, saying that maybe in the next 12 or 24 months we may be increasing our charges. Not just you bringing out everybody wants to increase charges and on one cargo, and you don't want Nigerians to divert their cargo. So it's ridiculous. It's very funny.
Right. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Maritime today is a program, and this morning I have Otumba Frank Ogunjemite, who is president of Uplong, and I also have Dr. Kaide Farrington, who is also CEO of Honey Wealth Investment Limited. Both of them prominent voices in the maritime domain, and this morning we're talking about the emerging wave of tariffs within the maritime sector. Some of you are commenting already. This one says, good morning, gentlemen in the studio. Are Nigerian port tariffs higher compared to other African countries? If so, why is it so? Ifeanyi is sending that one in. So, Dr. Farrington, are tariffs higher than other African countries?
Yes, our tariffs higher than other African countries. That's very obvious. And what we are doing that is because we have the cargo. We have the market, we have the cargo, so that is why we are just not serious about the fact that we should consider the way we just slam tariff on it. So our tariff is higher than every other African countries.
Wow.
And it's very, very unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate indeed. 08099120777. This one says, good morning, Victor. Aren't high tariffs responsible for the high cost of goods in Nigeria? If so, why does the government feel the need to further increase tariffs? Sunday Abayomi is sent that one in. Dr. Otumba Frank.
No. So it's just very sad talking about increment every time when you are not talking about how to sensitize indigenous products and how to increase trade facilitations. So, and it's very sad. Imagine if MP is talking about increment, how would they be able to control other people? You know, you have to live by example.
Okay, let's take this call. Hello there. Hello, do you have a call? Okay, all right. So you're saying that if NPA...
If LP is talking about increment, they've not even engaged the stakeholder per se in this industry. Right. Let's know what we are feeling, how the industry is being looking at. Right. And I'm appealing to the present MD of MP to do not throw the part of the former MD. You need to do a serious engagement to the industry. Imagine I was just listening now that they have an engagement in a Port Harcourt, that's MPA, and a lot of stakeholders are not being invited. And I told them, go over there and engage them. Okay. It's our country. We're not going to fold our hand. Right. We have to talk about issues of great business because it's very sad. Everybody cannot be talking about, and all of us will not be holding our hands.
All right. This one says, with rising costs, are we not at risk of losing cargo traffic to neighboring ports like Cotonou Sule send that one from our papa. Sule, you're very, very correct. That's what Dr. Farrington and Otumba Frank have been saying. This one says, Otumba Frank, as the president of Outlong, what are the biggest challenges freight forwarders face with current tariff policies?
Well, this is one of the problem we are facing, because the cost of bringing things is going to be high, or even selling things out of the country. So and at the end of the day, we're going to have an inflation. We will not only have that, this is going to promote smuggling, but people will be pushed to engage more on smuggling, where the cost of bringing things that give to the country is higher.
All right. Bright from Ikeja, thank you so much for sending your message as well. Alfred, sending a message here as well. But let's begin to round this up right now. Dr. Farrington, what's the next level now? So now that the 4% has been suspended, what's the next thing for you stakeholders?
Yeah, the next thing is for Nigerian Customs Service to start engaging stakeholders, engage us, and sensitize Nigerians. We will now tell them the need for, if you must implement this for your 4%, let us collectively go back to Federal Ministry of Finance, so that finance will now expunge the 1% from the system. So it goes pari passu. And we now start talking to our importers for them to see reason why that 4%, because it has been captured under the law, why it must be implemented, even though it could take another 6 months. But whether we like it or not, it's already been captured. So I want to also appreciate the Honorable Minister of Finance, who actually play a further role in this issue. I want to thank Otumba Kujemete. It was in the United States, we were talking, engaging ourselves. Everybody was mounting pressure on this particular levy. And I thank God that it has been suspended eventually.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for connecting with us. And Otumba Frank, what's your parting thought on the program this morning?
Yeah, my take is to appeal to the, of course, I've tagged the Minister of Finance as well, but they need to do a lot of things, especially the banking issue. When we are capturing a job and we need to pay duty, we have a lot of hindrances. It takes time and it costs us more.
Okay.
They need to do that. How can they improve this? And up to the MP as well, they need to toe the line of the Customs Service or Ministry of Finance as well. Against stakeholders, they shouldn't be talking about increment. We are not feeling the impact in industry, to be honest with you.
All right.
And we are tired of this.
We'll leave it at that for now. Nice having you in the studios. Thank you so much, and thank you to both of you for making it through on the program this morning. Dr. Farrington, thank you for connecting with us.
Sir. Thank you for having me.
Okay then.
Doctor, have a good day.
Okay then. So that's how. All right. That's how far we go on the program this morning. Maximum thanks to Taiwo Barua for producing the program. I want to appreciate Rebecca Adamu, Assistant Director of Public Relations for the Nigerian Shippers Council, and of course you can always connect with them on all their platforms at NG Shippers. From here, I say big thank you to Kwame Shonunke and Deborah Abolodioku, both of them of the social media unit. Our executive producer is Taya Conley. My name is Victor Oteri. Have a great day. Bye.